Right, hello everyone, and welcome to round 6 of the PlayStation GL Formula 4 Championship. We're here at the Spanish Grand Prix, Catalonia tonight. I'm here with Demon once again. How are you this evening?
Doing pretty well. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. Looking forward to what should be a good race. Missed last week, but I remember Belgium a few weeks ago. There's plenty of good action. Changeable conditions. Don't interest to see what Spain brings.
A little controversy with Mystery and the Spa race also.
Can't be a bit of controversy.
That dry rain, man.
Oh, for sure. I'm gonna quickly, before qualifying starts, just post the link onto the site.
Yeah. You put it on Twitter too. I could retweet it.
I think I sent out an automatic tweet, so it should be there.
Alright.
Start qualifying. We have 15 drivers, and it is bone dry for now.
See, I predicted for them it'd be a dry quali and a wet race because we had a wet quali and a dry race yesterday.
Usually Spain isn't usually the kind of place that gets much rain, but well, seeing as I suppose to recap last week, seeing as I wasn't here to commentate on it. Blue Mosquito took his first win of the season last time out. It was at Canada. Josh extended his championship lead to 8 points, as Aaron had his worst race of the season. In fact, looking at it, Aaron hasn't won now since the opening 2 rounds of a championship. Is a pressure on him to get a good result tonight?
He's got to keep pace with Josh. Josh just had only first or seconds the whole season, so.
That's the kind of consistency that gets you a championship, so if Aaron's going to stop Josh, he needs Josh to have a few bad races or up his own game. It's looking like Blue Mosquito could be in the championship fight now as well. He won last season's championship, so he won't want to lose that title without a fight. And the first drivers are starting to emerge onto the racetrack.
I believe Haig is the first one up.
Okay, I'll follow him. He's on the soft tyre. Most drivers, I imagine, will be on softs. Don't know if any drivers will want to start on medium tyres. That'll be interesting to see. There we go. Yeah, everyone's on the soft tyres from what I can see at the moment. A few cars still in the pits. Quite a few, actually. We'll follow Haig round when he starts his lap and see how he gets on. Haig in the Force India, currently 4th in the championship. Teammates with Blue Mosquito, so that's a team that's getting a lot of constructors points. So Haig will want to back up his teammate and give Force India the best chance to win the constructors. See how he does round this lap of Catalonia. Through the last corner, a much easier corner than it used to be since the layout change. And opens up the DRS. Turn 1, just sporty braking around the 50-metre board, I would say. Brakes, turns in, hits the apex nicely, hits the second apex. And now through this long right-hand of turn 3. A slight lift, but not too much. The end of sector 1 is sector 1 times 22.1. Pretty decent. I don't really know if it's any good or not, but we'll see. We'll miss the apex slightly there, went a little bit wide, but as long as you hook up the exit, that's not really too bad for that corner. And now a quick chicane. Missed the apex again a bit on the left hand side. Looks like he's struggling a little bit, but a bit of oversteer. Track could still be a little bit green at this point. Very nice through turn 9. I've seen of many big accidents over the years. Brakes nicely into the slow left-hand hairpin. And into the last sector, a last sector that since the layout change has become a lot more frustrating, a lot more technical, and a lot less good, in my opinion. Into the chicane.
Yeah, that chicane's a nightmare.
Yeah, it really does ruin the flow of this otherwise pretty good track. And Haig sets the opening lap time, which is a 1:19.1. So see how that compares to Clyde, who's about to enter the last corner himself. I think he's going to be a little bit slower, yeah, 1:20.4. Quite a bit slower, actually. We'll follow Josh, who's about to end his first hot lap, and He'll be expecting to be right at the front. Can he deliver on that? He gets towards the line. It's going to be close to Haig, but he's 4 tenths slower on the first run, so we want to find a bit more time for sure. What can Miles do as he passes a line in the Haas? He does a 1:21.4. We want to find a little bit more time.
And Aaron right behind him, 19.2.
Oh, nice lap
Gill in
from Aaron.
sector 3.
And Hulk goes into third on a 1:19.4, so Josh will definitely want to find more time on his next lap. LFC for life is about to finish his lap, and he goes up into 5th on a 1:20.4. Mr. Grumpy now takes 5th. And 1:19 as Game Freaker does a fantastic lap. First man into a 1:18s. 1:18.9, very impressive lap from Game Freaker. He's not had the best of seasons so far. In fact, he hasn't scored points at any of the last 3 races. But he's looking to put that right so far, and that's a good opening lap time. What about Seema in Ferrari? What can he do? He's in the last sector now. Nearly everyone's completed their opening laps now. I think Blue Mosquito's just gone 5th. So knocking Josh down another position. Can Seema do likewise? Yes, he can. No, he can't actually. What? Timing messed up there. He went 7th. 1:19.7.
Yep, it looked like it stopped at 118 on top of my screen, didn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, this is looking like it's going to be close to Game Freaker, and then it just changed. So that's everyone done their opening laps. Pretty much standard qualifying.
Ravers retired.
Oh, Ravers, he hasn't done a lap either. As Miles takes the quick route back to the pit lane by, I think, going over track that isn't really track.
Oh, you go straight through the chicane.
Yeah. I mean, none of us like the chicane, but you should probably try and take it if you can.
Yeah.
Pretty close at the moment. Game Freak got a couple of attempts advantage over Hagen Aaron. And Josh down in 7th, so a lot of pressure on him when he goes out for his second and final run.
Yeah, 4th to 7th is only 1/10.5.
Yeah, for sure. Not many people going for second laps, I've noticed. It looks like Dave is, though, because he's 7 attempts up on his previous attempt. His first attempt was a 1:21 there, so he would be looking to go a lot quicker than that. Is he going to complete this lap? Yes, he is. He's going to go up to the finishing line. And he does a 1:19.4, goes 6th. I think Mr. Grumpy did a second lap as well, and he also improved. He's now up to 4th.
Yeah.
So, Josh now down to 8th. Not ideal at all, but
It
not much
appears
in it,
Mr.
really.
P is coming around to sector 3 now.
Yeah, it's like you might be able to slow down lap. He's 3 seconds down.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. His previous lap, so I don't think he's on a lap. Is LFC for life? No, I don't think he is either.
Oh, yeah, he's pulling in, yeah.
There are Haig and Clyde are heading back out for their second runs. In fact, Haig is pretty much halfway through his outlap, so he's eager to go. I wonder if he's potentially thinking he might be able to get a third run in, but that would be very touch and go, I think, with the time left.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently, well, judging from Game Freaker and Haig's comments, I've just looked in the chat, it's going to be rain for the race. So...
Ah.
I must be jinxing it. I think it was raining at Belgium when I was when I was last here as well. So sorry, guys.
I'm gonna have to mute myself if they start to race on dry tires and I laugh uncontrollably. That's happening again.
I'm following Haygrand for another lap, completely by accident, but it's for Haygrand again. I think he went a little bit wide at turn 1. It's another 22.1 per sector, so it's no quicker or slower. Oh, but he's gone off the track. He's hit the gravel and wow, he's incredibly lucky that didn't destroy his car. Massive shunt against a wall, but he will be coming to the pits. But I'm not sure he's gonna have enough time to go out again unless he takes the Miles route back to the pits.
He's trying.
Yeah, when there's gravel to cut, I wouldn't necessarily take that route myself, but let's see what Clive can do. He's down in 12th. He's on his lap. From what I've seen of Clyde, I wouldn't expect him to stay that far down the order. I suppose we'll see. He's coming to the end of his second sector now. I wonder if it'll let me know how he's comparing to his previous lap. No, it doesn't. Just gotta wait and see, I guess. His first sector was a couple of tenths off what Haig was doing, so maybe he could jump a few spots here, depending on how the rest of the lap's gone. He's in that tricky last sector. Looks pretty smooth so far. Oh, a little bit of oversteer. He's going to head to the line. I don't think this is going to massively improve him, but we'll see. Yeah, it stays 12. Improves by about a tenth, I think, but doesn't improve it in position. Who is on a lap? I think Josh might be on a lap, but no, I don't think he's on a lap. But I wonder if he's got held up by Miles there. Both going quite slowly. So he'll have to go for another lap. He'll only have... Whoa. He's gone off track now. I think he's getting out of people's way.
Mr. P is slow in front of Mr. Grumpy. I don't know if Grumpy's on a lap.
I'm not sure. Aaron's on his sector 2. Pretty good opening lap he set, so he's got a good banker in there, which might give him a bit more confidence to push the car even more in his second lap. Let's follow him through the end of the second sector. His first sector was 22.1, which is exactly what Haig was doing, which is the car ahead of him, so looking reasonably good. On the power nice and early. Into the tricky right-hander, and then this just fiddly chicane. That looks pretty nice, but massive oversteer on the exit, which could have cost him. I don't think he's going to improve because of that. No, I think he was going to improve, but that will have lost him a lot of time.
He's got time for one more lap if he wants to chance putting more wear on them tires.
Haig has come back out again. I wonder if he'll get to the finishing line in time. Hulkenberger is about to finish his lap. Can he improve? No. Yes, he can actually. It's 1:19.3. He improves up to 4th. Improves by 1 place. What about Blue Mosquito? Is he on just starting off? I think he is. Mr. Grumpy stays 5th. But the man we need to follow is Josh, because he's, as it stands, he's only starting P8, which will be a bit of a disaster considering his current position in the championship. He's half a tenth down on his best at the moment, so this is going to need to be a big last sector for Josh. He's across the line, and he goes 7th. He only moves up by 1 place. Oh, that's not ideal for him at all.
But he's the last one across the line before time ran out, so
this will be his 3rd hot lap on these tyres, so this will be a big ask, and it potentially affect him at the start of the race. Aaron doesn't improve. Haig did get across the line in time. I wonder how much of that was taking the legitimate line through the lap. Clyde went 11th, Simo 10th. What about Blue Mosquito? He's coming up to the end of his lap. He's currently in 8th. Teammate to Haig, who is currently on the front row. And final corner. Is he going to improve? I think he did by 1,000th of a second. Unsurprisingly, that's not changed his position. Josh, I think, has gone for another lap, but he's down again. So I don't know. I think this is going to get him any time. All it's going to do is put an extra cycle through those tyres, which could affect him at the start of the race. Let's see. Was it worth doing another lap? It was. Actually, he's done a brilliant final sector and has moved up to 5th.
And Freaker got 18.5 to improve his pole time.
Ooh, that's a very good lap from Gabe Freaker. Can't believe I missed that, but yeah, that's a superb lap. And Haig also improved his lap, but only an 18.8, so it was a good job Game Freaker improved in the end, because Haig would have beaten it. The rest of the grid then, Aaron is in 3rd, Hulk 4th, Josh 5th, Grump 6th, Dave 7th, Blue in 8th, Venom 9th, Simo 10th, Clyde 11th, Mr. P in 12th, LFC 13th, Miles 14th, and Ravers, who did not do a lap time, is at the back of the grid. What do you think about Josh's decision to do 3 hot laps on those tyres? Do you think it was worth getting those extra few spots, or do you think he would have been better saving his tyres for the race?
It makes me think he's planning a 2-stop during the race, so he probably sacrificed the extra tire load to go along with his plan. Unless he's pitting a lap earlier for Hearts, I don't know.
Guess it depends how the start unfolds as well. There's start can change your race strategy in a second, really.
Oh wait, they're starting on inters anyway if it's raining.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, to be fair, it wasn't mentioned to me if it was going to start it was going to start in rainy conditions, but it looks like it is.
Right.
Is that intermediates or is that full wet conditions? That's
Well, at least we know it's not dry tires.
yeah, that's saved Josh. He must have known, to be fair. That does make sense then. The question is, will Game Freaker have that same pace in the wet as what he had in the dry? We're about to get going here. 5 lights and we're away. We're on the full wet tyres, so treacherous conditions are off. It's a good start from Game Freaker. Haig is alongside though, and Haig looks like he's got a better launch. He's going to get the move done down the inside, and Aaron's going to have a look at Game Freaker as well. Haig takes the lead. Game Freaker maintains second place. Aaron third. Josh is up to 4th ahead of Hulk, and Aaron and Josh are side by side almost there through the long right-hander. Oh, and big moment for Game Freaker, and that's going to give Aaron an opportunity down the inside into turn 4. Is he going to hit the move stick? They're giving each other space. Oh, and someone's gone off in the background. I think that was Mr. P.
Mr. P. Yeah, 3 of them went off.
Oh, carnage behind as Game Freaker and Aaron are still alongside each other. And it looks like Game Freaker's just got the momentum and keeps second place. And all of that has allowed Haig to build a little bit of a gap. And, wow, what a dramatic start. I don't know what happened in the background. I just saw cars shooting off left, right and centre.
I was watching the back of the field there. It looked like cars' brakes weren't working because 3 of them all in a row just went straight off there. So maybe they had a glitch or something that the brakes weren't working.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough conditions, but to miss brakes by that much is a bit surprising. As we see, Simo trying to get past Dave. There's a little bit of a traffic jam here. It looks like that Simo's got the place. Dave is in 9th. It's Venom in 10th and Clyde in 11th. Ravers from the back of the grid is 12th. I wonder if Miles, LFC or Mr. P will have to pit with the damage.
Mr. P will. I saw a piece of his wing fly off.
Yeah, Mr. P heading for the pit lane, it looks like. Aaron's still behind Game Freaker despite his best attempts to get past. He's going to stay behind for now. Oh, Mr. P just tried insult to injury and picks up a penalty in the pit lane. So really, it was a good. No one's really had massive gains off that start. Really, Ravers has gained 3 places, but that was down to people going off track. Really, the big change is at the front where Haig has taken the lead off Game Freaker. And from what I've heard, you correct me if I'm wrong here, but I've heard that Haig does like these conditions. So
I am not actually sure. I haven't talked to him much. So.
Yeah, if that is the case, then he'll relish this opportunity being out in front in these conditions. You don't have to cope with a spray, which can be almost blinding in these conditions at times.
Oh yeah.
And it's no surprise really that in such heavy rain conditions that the drivers aren't really, they're already starting to spread out a little bit because the spray is so bad that it can really impact you. Oh, and Venom is having a little bit of a go at Dave. I don't know if one of them made a mistake there, but...
Oh, Miles, where you go? That's not part of the track, Miles.
Oh dear, that's not good at all. And Miles has retired. That's the end of his race. There's a real traffic jam developing behind Dave's Red Bull here. 4 cars just queued up behind. None of them can get through at the moment. But yeah, it's at the front it's as you were, Game Freaker. It's starting to get away from Aaron just a little bit. Josh just minding his own in 4th at the moment. Hulk's in 5th with Mr. Grumpy not too far behind. And Blue just behind him. I think I'm going to focus on this battle for 9th though, because it looks at any moment like Venom's going to try and get past Dave, although behind, is that Clyde defending a little bit from Ravers?
Yeah.
It looks like he stayed ahead. Well, I kind of like Mr. P's mindset in the fact that he's not retired, because I know Miles did, but in these conditions there's every chance that less than 10 drivers could finish this race.
Hey, every point counts when it comes to a championship. Anything could happen in the rain.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Haig is still... Game Freak pegged him back a little bit on this lap. No one's really making a move at the moment. I guess it's tough in the dirty air and the spray to really get a run on the car ahead unless they make a mistake. We've still got Dave holding off Venom. That is probably the closest any two cars are. Dave maybe not enjoying these conditions as much as the drivers behind him are. This Game Freaker does the fastest lap of the race.
And maybe Dave has a dry setup for qualifying.
Yeah, it's getting the balance right, isn't it? In these conditions, you want a quick car in qualifying, but you don't want it to be undrivable in the wet.
Yeah.
Blue getting ever closer to the back of Mr. Grumpy. He's not close enough to make a move. Mr. Grumpy's in one of those difficult situations where you want to attack, but you've also got to try and defend. Hulk just holding them both off at the moment, and Hulk is actually being gapped a little bit by the cars in front. And why is there a yellow flag in the last sector? I think it's Mr. P, who might have had a bit of a moment because he looks like he was going a little bit slowly.
It looks like Dave got past Venom.
Yeah, I think... did Venom get past Dave before then? Or...
No, because Clyde was behind Dave.
Ah. Ravers is looking all over the back of Mr. Clyde. Can't get the moves stick. Mr. P has actually retired, so just after I congratulated his ability to keep going. Frustration crash, or he lost it, I don't know, but that means there's 2 retirements already and 13 drivers left.
Yeah, I don't think he really minds. He just had a new addition to the family, so he's on cloud 9 right now. So.
Yeah. I mean, if he's not having a good race, I mean, it probably makes sense to
yeah,
to probably retire. So yeah, congratulations to him, and unlucky on the race.
And our future PSGL racer.
Yep, for sure. Aaron is closed back up to Game Freaker again. I don't know if Game Freaker made a little bit of a mistake, but the last thing you want to do is give Aaron a chance to overtake you, because he won't think twice. And he knows as well, with Josh just behind him, if he can get any cars between him and Josh, it could be big in terms of a championship.
Yep.
I don't know if actually Hulk's gapped Mr. Grumpy a little bit, and so Mr. Grumpy now has fully got to focus on defending with Blue right behind him.
Yeah, Venom's still in the back of Dave.
Yeah, he'll get sick outside around Red Bull very soon.
Oh wow, that's bad camera angle, so foggy.
Yeah, I'm mostly staying on board because it's just so difficult to see through the spray and normal.
Yeah.
View.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, and
Dave
Venom.
went a little wide and...
Oh, nice move. I think if you can just keep behind someone sometimes, it put pressure on them, force a mistake.
Dave has left wing damage too.
That would explain why he there's a massive gap ahead of him and why there was cars queued behind him. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Aaron is trying to move down the outside of Game Freaker into turn 1. They're still side by side, they're giving each other space. Once again, very respectful racing. Looks like Game Freaker's got the inside line. And Josh is saying, I want a piece of this too. Oh, and
little contact.
Little contact, and Josh was lucky not to lose his car there. And in fact, he gets past Aaron. So, from looking at P2, Aaron is now down to P4. What a disastrous few corners for him. And now he's got the guy just ahead of him in the championship, right in front of him on the road.
Yep.
And for Josh, he'll want to keep this run going. He's finished in the top 2 every single race, and at the moment he's 3rd, so he'll want to keep that proud record going. I mean, if he can win a championship with that record intact, that's a brilliant achievement, especially in a league of such good races.
Especially with the amount of experience everybody has in the league too.
For sure. I mean, Mr. Grumpy, Hulkenberg, Blue Mosquito, Aaron, Haig, Game Freak, they've all been in these leagues for so long. They know what it takes to win races, and for Josh to continue to grind result after result out is a testament to him. That battling has allowed Haig to build up a 2-second lead at the front, and I wonder if everyone's going to have any answer to Josh now that he's behind him. I also wonder if Dave is going to be overtaken by Clyde shortly, because with that damage it will not be helping him.
Yeah. He'll probably pit in about 6 laps to get that wing change.
Yeah, I mean, it's a once. If the rain's going to stay like this for a whole race, then it's probably a one-stop race, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just about looking after your tyres and, well, probably trying to be in clear air, because if you are close to another car, it doesn't help with your tyre wear. But yeah, Dave
dirty air is a killer at Spain.
Yeah. And in what I find in the wet as well is that the dirty air often can increase your oversteer.
Yeah.
Which is not what you want. But yeah, if Dave has to pit a little bit early, that's not such a bad thing, because he can get his front wing sorted. And he may struggle at the end, but I think it would benefit him in the long run to pit a little bit earlier than most.
The only question we have is it going to stay heavy the whole race, or will it change inters at some point?
Yeah, that really is the key. I mean, I guess
clouds are looking brighter.
Yeah, and if it is gonna slow down in the rain, then they might want to stay out, so they don't have to. There's no point going on to another set of wets if you're gonna then change to winters.
Exactly. Josh on fast lap race, 36.1.
Yeah, he's on the march, and he's got Game Freak within his sights. I don't think he's quite close enough yet, but he's laying out his intentions there. Game Freaker will see that fastest lap and will feel the pressure behind him. Oh, he's gone a little bit wide, and that's the dirty air we're talking about. Around that one right-hander, turn 3, it's easy to pick up the understeer, and he's lost a little bit of time. Not quite giving Aaron the Sniffer an opportunity, but he's got a bit of catching up to do now. Hulkenberg is still there in 5th. Doesn't quite have to have a pace of the top 4, but hanging on there nicely. Gap's starting to develop between sort of all these battles.
Yeah, Ravers has caught Clyde again.
Yeah, this is for sure the closest battle on track, so let's see what Ravers can do. And in fact, Clyde's teammate LFC is just behind as well, so could be a little bit of team strategy going on here. If Clyde can push Ravers into LFC, it can benefit McLaren in the long run. In fact, 2 Red Bulls and 2 McLarens line astern in between 10th and 13th. I'm surprised Dave.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, I'm surprised Dave is still ahead, considering the damage, but if he can let these lot battle, then he can get on with his own race.
Now, do the wings, like if you have wing damage, affect the car less in the rain, or worse?
I'd say, probably say a bit worse. I guess.
Oh, there goes Ravers.
Oh, Ravers
Got it.
past Clyde, and that's both Red Bulls ahead of both McLarens now. I was just looking to see if Mr. Grumpy could have a go at Hulkenberg, because he's pretty close, and Hulkenberg is struggling with the rear end of the car a little bit. Turn 3, but no way through for Grumps just yet. Looks like Grumps isn't going to try anything silly with his years of experience. He knows it's a long race ahead, and we're not even a third of the way through yet, so there's plenty of time. And even if he doesn't get him on the track, there's every chance he could get him through pit stops. And now Ravers is all over the back of Dave. I wonder if Dave will move out of the way, because it's a team game at the end of the day, and surely Ravers is in a better position to gain time and move up the field without the front wing damage.
I know they wouldn't be in a party to communicate like that, because I know Ravers likes to be by himself, focused, so I don't know if he'll move over.
Interesting to see. Davies losing time ahead of him, and Venom's 3 seconds up the road, and it wasn't too many laps since he passed him, so
yeah,
he's clearly not they're struggling with a lack of downforce. Oh,
maybe we'll see him move on the front stretch here down to 1.
I get the feeling, I was looking on board with Ravers through a chicane, I get the feeling there's no sort of good way through that chicane in these conditions. You've just got to get through it.
Yeah, the car just hops everywhere.
Yeah, and the curbs, I mean, the curbs lethal when they're dry in that chicane, but in a way it'd be horrible.
Yeah.
Someone commented saying they feel wind damage affects less on wet. That's fair enough. I guess you're already struggling as it is in the wet, you probably don't feel the difference as much.
And there goes Ravers. Up to 10th.
Oh yeah, it looks like Dave sort of let him through there, doesn't it?
Yeah. And he did it where he wouldn't lose time to people behind either, so it works out for both of them.
Yeah, I mean they've got a good chance of getting some points here today, so there's no point wasting time battling when they're both in kind of different situations at the moment. And I'd be interested to see if Ravers can close in on Venom as Dave goes wide through turn 9. And that allows Clyde to maybe think about making a move, but he thinks better of it. I mean, the current situation within the sort of top, well, maybe even top 8 really, they're not that far away from each other, but they don't seem to be sort of gaining much. But all it takes is one mistake and you could lose 2 or 3 positions really.
Yeah, the way everyone's grouped together, like if Hake decided to pit, he'd come out probably like 10th, 11th.
And the last thing he wants is to be in that sort of group of cars.
Yeah.
So it's best to continue on really for him at the moment, as Mr. Grumpy tries to control the car more than anything, I feel. But yeah, he's just caught behind Hulk and there's not much he can do at the moment to try and get an opportunity. I mean, Ravers is a big gainer off the start. He's gained 5 positions from the back of the grid. No one's really lost much. Dave's lost 4 places, but you could attribute that front wing damage to that.
Yeah.
So, everyone played it quite cautiously, which I think is the right thing to do. Hopefully, if the rain does ease off, we'll get some really good action later on. Aaron's back pretty close to Josh again. I mean, these two followed each other for laps in Spa, like in these conditions, so they know what it takes, and they know that neither of them are going to be forced into a mistake easily. I mean, if things stay as they are right now, I think Josh extends his championship lead to 10 points over Aaron, so it's in a good position for him at the moment. Game Freaker once again with a faster lap. He's done that a few times, but just can't seem to reel Haig in. Maybe this is his time to strike.
It feels like Game Freaker's car doesn't perform as well as he gets closer to Hake. The dirty air really disrupts it, and then when he falls back again, that's when he puts up the fastest lap.
Yeah. In these conditions, track position is so key. It's because if you've got a clear road in front of you, then you've got nothing to stop you.
Yeah.
If Game Freaker can stay close enough, and the opportunity definitely looks to be there. But it's a big if. Oh, and Haig went a little wide there, but I don't think it's cost him enough. But it gives Game Freak a little bit of optimism that he could make the move. I guess the problem is this last sector. It's so difficult to stay close to cars through this last sector, and then really you're going onto the straight, which is the best opportunity to pass, but you can't really stay close enough.
It looked like Haig was sideways through that whole last corner.
Yeah, Haig might be starting to struggle a little bit because Game Freak is closer than he has been at any point really, but oh, you see the struggle and trying to get the power down out of the last corner in that dirt, yeah. And that's probably given Haig enough of a cushion to stay in front. See, Game Freak is picking up the slipstream, but yeah, it's just not close enough. Well, maybe the first signs that Haig is starting to struggle with his tyres a little bit. Yeah, looking at the gaps, yeah, like you say there. I mean, if they keep going for a few more laps, they could probably find a gap between Simo and Venom in terms of like pitting and coming out again. So they're not too far away from that. It just depends how much quicker they are than Venom. If they are quicker at all.
Grumpy's on the back of Hulkenberg again.
Yeah, but another one who just cannot seem to get close enough, but we'll see. If he can get an opportunity. Game Freak is very close to Haig. Into a hairpin to go, and this last sector once again is going to be the key to see if he can get close enough. What I've noticed actually, just looking quickly behind us, Haig once again has another moment, and Game Freak can't get much closer than that.
And Josh is entering the picture too.
Yeah, I was just about to. Oh, and Game Freak looking down the outside. Surely there's no way through. Oh, and Haig going so slowly, and Haig has to pit. But that has affected Game Freak because now he's going to have to defend against Josh. Because Haig has slowed down so much.
He's missing a piece of the left wing too.
Oh, down to the outside. Josh goes into turn one. Game Freak is struggling with now. Going to have to struggle now with damage, and Josh looking for a way through. This is a perfect time for Josh to strike because they pulled a little gap on here, and if he could get the move done quickly, then he could potentially gain a bit of an advantage. Is he close enough to look at a move? No, he thinks about it but decides against it. A few of the cars pitted that lap as well. Hulk and LFC also in the pits.
Yeah, and they're still taking fulls.
Well, I mentioned about Haig fitting into that gap with Venom was, and he literally got out just in front of him. So that's worked out perfectly for Haig. If he can get the hammer down now, he should be able to maintain the lead. But I guess the real worry is here, unless the conditions improve, how is Haig going to manage to do 20 laps on those tyres? They're struggling to do 13.
Yeah.
So he'll be
and
hoping.
the clouds keep looking brighter, but the rain's still coming down pretty hard. So.
Yeah, I wonder if it would be telltale sign to see if anyone stays out, because if some drivers stay out, then they might feel like it is going to get to winter's conditions and they can just switch straight onto them. I mentioned that Aaron was starting to... Oh, Game Freaker pits. Game Freaker pits. I wonder if he's going to get that front wing sorted while he's in the pits, because he won't want to have to cope with that for the rest of the race. Let's see. Is he surely not? Is he going to go into the Inters? I would very much doubt it. No, it's another set of full wets.
And no wing change either.
No wing change, yeah, so he's deciding to stay with it. I assume he's going to try and get in front of Haig, but I don't think he's going to manage it. No, he's... Not only that, I think he... Is he just going to get out in front of Venom? Looks like he is. So that's crucial, but he's still behind Haig, and that Force India will be frustratingly close. Dave and Clyde have pitted. Dave is changing his front wing, that's less surprising.
Yeah. Yeah, too. He was really struggling.
Yeah, hopefully now we'll be able to see him with having much better pace. He just may have to pass a few cars to get where he was before. He's behind LFC now, which is not so surprising considering.
They held quiet a second or two to let Dave go down pit lane too.
So, well, he stayed out in front of the other McLaren then, which is good news for him. What are Josh and Aaron going to do? You almost get the sense that they're in a race of their own, like they don't really care what Haig and Game Freaker do. It's really what they're just caring about what each other do. And Josh pits. No, whoa,
Nope.
a little bit of tactics there, I wonder.
No, it sounded like I was not bored with him. It sounded like he was lost the back end there. Trying to straight back up.
I was looking from the broadcast angle and it looks like he fainted to go into the pits and then just changed his mind.
Yeah, he definitely came off the gas to fix that.
Yeah, I suppose that would be quite a risk in these conditions to pretend to go one way and then go the other. Oh, Haig is on the march after his pit stop. I think it shows that those new tyres might have extra pace, but that's what I mean. I mean, do you think in that, like, Josh and Aaron don't really care what others are doing? They only really care about what each other are doing?
I think so too. And the later they pit, the fresher rubber they'll have at the end, so.
Yeah, I mean, they might look at it as we're not even half distance yet, so it wouldn't make sense to pit so early.
Yeah, I'll say they pit around lap 20, 19-20.
What I would say is, I think Grumpy now, I'm interested in how quick Grumpy is now that he's been released from now Hulk's pitted, because he's now in third, and Blue in fourth. There's only the top 5 and Venom are the only ones that haven't pitted. So what is the top 2 going to do this time around? It's a game of cat and mouse, this, like, who's going to blink first? No, Josh is going for the pits this time. Josh pits from the lead. Aaron carries on. Out. There we go. Grumpy also pits. As does Blue.
And Mosquito. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Josh is helping.
Simo stays out.
Simo will now inherit provisional second place. Oh, did he get held up a little bit there, Josh?
Venom's coming in as well.
Yeah, I think Josh got held up a bit there. Oh, and let's see. Oh, and Hulkenberger might come out in front of Josh. He has. So Josh has slipped behind Hulk. That's how much those fresh tyres give you. He's lost so much time. Well, that's a real shock. I knew he'd be behind.
Spain is a cheese grater.
Well, now he's going to have to try and get that position as quickly as he can, because he's losing so much time.
Reapers gets by Venom, and he's on the fresh tires too. So.
Yeah, and Grumpy and Mosquito right behind Josh as well. I think Josh got held in the pits. I think that's part of the reason why he's lost so much time. I think he would have been ahead of Hulk if it wasn't for that.
And Game Freaker's closing in on Haig.
Yep, this is the battle for, well, I think it's a battle for what is first place on the road once you're in pits. He had this problem in the first stint. Maybe he might just think, well, I'll wait till Haig's tyres go off, because Haig really struggled towards the end of that stint he had, and he pitted. He was the first person to pit, as Aaron also pits. I wonder if Josh been held in the pits and now been held behind Hulk. Is there a chance that Aaron might jump Josh here? It's going to be close, I think. I mean, if his pit stop doesn't go too well, he could end up behind Grumpy, but I don't think Grumpy, with being his teammate, would slow him down or anything like that. Where is Aaron? Oh, he's coming out from pits now. It's going to be very close. He's going to be behind Hulk, but is he in front of Josh? They're side by side. Oh, Josh goes to the outside. They make contact. They haven't. Oh, I thought they were going to go around there, but Aaron looks like he's got a jump on Josh. Oh, how frustrating will that be for a championship leader? But oh, it's not over yet.
Oh, he's fighting back.
Aaron, they make contact again. Aaron is just holding off. He knows how important this is. Josh looking everywhere, left and right for a way through. But it looks like Aaron has got the jump, has he? I think Aaron's still getting those tyres up to temperature because he's under a lot of pressure. but he stays behind. Well, Josh has lost a place there through the pit stops. That really did cost him. Let's see, has he got an opportunity down to the hairpin? Not quite. It's interesting to see what happens now, because Hulk's ended up in front of these. I don't think he quite expected that, but he won't be an easy person to pass, and these two might end up being too preoccupied fighting each other.
And Josh has got to worry about Grumpy behind him too.
For sure, and Grumpy will have no issue.
To the back of Aaron.
Ooh.
See if there's any
Aaron has a big moment for the last corner, and it goes, well, you can tell he had a big moment because he's gone immediately defensive. But surely Josh is going to have a run. He goes to the outside. He breaks turn one, and Aaron maintains a position. But and I'm surprised Josh has not got any front wing damage because hit the back.
Yeah, I saw him hit the back of Aaron twice.
Oh, and Grumpy now. Grumpy's going to have a little bit of a go at Josh, is he? He'll have no issues about helping out his teammate.
Exactly. Actually, I think Aaron's trying to hold Josh back so he could get the pass done.
Yeah. Teamwork between the Saubers. Josh is in a difficult spot right now because he knows Aaron will have no objection to putting him at the prey of his teammate. And Blue Mosquito's now right there as well. There's a real train forming behind Hulk. Although, with the way it's going, it could be an Aaron train soon because I don't think Aaron's too bothered about Hulk.
Not right now, yeah. Give him about 2 or 3 laps when his tires get up to speed.
I mean, all this is the pit stop phase has really given Haig and Game Freak a big lead, 6.5 seconds over Hulk now, so they're in a good spot.
Yeah, 4 cars within 2.5 seconds of the final.
And once again, Josh,
podium.
A little bit of contact with Aaron. Had a perfect view for that, literally on board his front wing and made a little bit of contact.
Yeah, I was on board with Grumpy and I saw it from there too.
And Aaron weaving, I would not want to do that in these conditions. And once again, is that a little, do you think that's a little bit of tactical braking during the braking zone to back Aaron, so Aaron can back Josh into Grumps?
That's what it looks like.
I mean, Josh has got everything to lose in this situation. He's 8 points in the championship lead. He's in the driving seat. It's Aaron who needs to get the points. So, yeah. I wouldn't want to risk too much if I was in Josh's position.
I mean, it's a win-win for Aaron because if Josh falls to 6th, Aaron has a 4-point gap for drivers, and then Sauber will gain 2 more points for hopping up to 5th.
Oh, for sure. It'd be a real boost for them. I mean, Seema, who's Josh's teammate, is currently in 8th, so he's not too far behind, but he's a little way. Game Freak is still right behind Haig. He just can't find a way through at the moment. Haig's driving brilliantly, to be fair, not making any mistakes. And speaking of mistakes, that's exactly what Game Freak has just done. And that will lose him a bit of time. Down this straight, but Haig's gone wide. Well, that's what I think he had a bit of oversteer, and that's allowed Game Freaker to get into Haig's slipstream. He's gone defensive, Haig, but then thinks better of it because he's actually not. Game Freak's not that close. So
I think Hulk is sitting pretty right now. Because Hulk has got that 6-second gap between him and 2nd, and then you got these guys fighting each other, so they'll lose time on him.
Oh, for sure. Oh, Game Freaker. Oh, Haig once again. Another bit of oversteer. Oh, Game Freaker's going
there
down.
He goes.
Oh, that was brave. Haig will try and fight him. Haig goes to the inside. Game Freaker's going to try and get the cutback. Oh, he's got the better run out of the corner. He's going to go to the outside, heading up to the chicane at turn 6. No, he can't do it. This is a great helicopter shot. And can Game Freaker find a way through? He's closer than he has been. This is probably his best opportunity. Haig's going to have to go so defensive as he come up to the hairpin. Oh, and he tries to duck and go to the inside. Haig's more than wise to it. and parks his car exactly where it needs to be on the road, and there is no way through for Game Freak at the moment. I get the feeling it's going to take one hell of a move to get past this Force India.
And while all this is happening up front, Hulkenberg's getting a second and a half.
Hulk's in a great position because no one really... Aaron's not too bothered at the moment about attacking Hulk, and these two are losing so much time battling with each other. Hulk's in a strong position at the moment. I saw a Renault actually, because they're 2 and 3 at the moment. I don't think they're doing too well in the constructors at the moment. This will certainly give them a boost if it is what it is. It's 22 points for them as Game Freak has started to have a few problems with the rear end of the car, and that's allowed Pete to not worry for a little bit. I get the feeling it will only be a little bit. Hulk's still out in third, but Aaron is starting to make an impression on the back of the Renault.
Oh. Game Freaker lost back in again.
Yeah, he's having some real trouble. That dirty air starting to... The tyres overheated a little bit. They might need a few laps for game... Oh, he's all over the place. That's some amazing car control to keep hold of that.
Oh, Aaron's right in the back of Hulkenberg now.
Yeah. I get the feeling Game Freak might have to lift off for a few laps and give himself a bit of space before attacking again. Can Aaron make a move on Hulk? Aaron's got to be careful. He doesn't want to leave himself open to the attack from Josh. I guess that's the thing when you're in such a big battle. You've got to be wary of the car behind you while trying to get in front of the car ahead.
Yeah.
What were you going to say? Sorry.
No, I said yeah.
Alright. Oh, and Aaron once again really slow out the chicane. Will that give Josh an opportunity? Down the straight, well, Aaron clearly thinks there's an opportunity there because he got very defensive. And he's still defensive. Josh has really got opportunities right in the slipstream. He's going to go to the outside. There's no way through there. Aaron, with all his years of experience, knows exactly where to put the car when defending. Oh, but he's having a bit of trouble out of turn 3. A little bit of oversteer. Josh is surely too far back for a move. Yes, he is. Mr. Grumpy's not quite there at the moment. I get the feeling Aaron would want him to be a little bit closer.
Looking on board with these guys, Aaron has two extra laps of fuel, and Josh is in the negative, so Aaron's got the position and the fuel for right now.
I guess he can use that rich fuel when he's on the straights. I'm not sure in the corners you'd want to use it too much in these conditions.
Oh, not at all.
Just spin up and spin probably. I think Game Freak has taken, well, I'm not sure my advice, but more I expected him to do. He's backed off a little bit, and I reckon he'll cool those tyres down and then go again. Oh, and Josh, I think he touched the grass a little bit there and unsettled the car a bit, but still just behind Aaron. Well, maybe it's not. Oh, it is Game Freak. I was going to say maybe Higgs going quicker, but Game Freak is just beating his fastest lap almost immediately.
So yeah, he's taking it easy.
Yeah, I think he's done the taking it easy phase.
Yep, 10 laps to go.
I think I gave that a lap. He was easy for him. Yeah, 10 laps to go, and it doesn't look like, judging from what everyone's been doing, it doesn't look like we are going to get down to intermediate conditions. Full wet race throughout. Credit to all 13 drivers, really. To only have 2 retirements in these conditions around what is a difficult track, I would say. It's big credit to them.
This track's difficult on the dry.
Exactly, for sure. That last sector can catch anyone out in the dry. So Josh with the very distinctive helmet, if I may add. He's still just behind Aaron. He's been that way for quite a while.
Could always respect the peak helmet.
Oh, for sure. And the He'll be ruined that pit stop where he got held, because that really has cost him. He could have been ahead of his battle and closing on the top two if it wasn't for that.
Man, he would definitely been third.
Yep. Instead he's in a very uncomfortable Sauber sandwich. And that's not a sandwich you'd want to be in if you're a championship leader.
I don't know.
And
4 cars within 2 seconds for the final podium position too.
yeah, and fair play to Hulk, he's kept his composure so far and stayed ahead. And I get the feeling that Josh's run of top 2 finishes is going to come to an end today. It's going to be a tough ask now, unless there's something that goes on ahead. And we say that, the top 7 are separated by 10 seconds. I mean, it's still very incredibly close. Oh, and Dave has had to pit again. What's happened there? He's on to intermediates. Oh,
sweet. We have
Dave's...
a guinea pig. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, well, I suppose he wasn't in the points, and I suppose it's a gamble worth taking. Maybe he's heard something over the radio, maybe he's just thought, sod it, let's do it. But we'll interest to see how he does on those tyres. I mean, if it does work out, it could potentially give him a few points, which he didn't think he was going to get. Back in the battle for third, Hulk still ahead of Aaron, ahead of Josh, ahead of Grunt. All it takes is one of these guys to make a mistake and this battle could suddenly get very tasty. In fact, I'd say Aaron's close to Hulk than he's been for a long time. We may have an opportunity here. Aaron should be in rich fuel mix. I mean, if he's... I don't know what else he's going to save that fuel for. Let's see, does he look down the inside? Not quite.
Oh, the extra weight would give more downforce in a way, wouldn't it?
I'd say so, yeah.
Or at least the back end of the car.
Oh yeah, you definitely need stability in these conditions. You don't want to be battling the rear of a car constantly. I wonder if Aaron's thinking about getting this podium, getting this car between him and Josh. Because he's looking a bit more racier now than he was doing a few laps ago.
He might have been just conserving his tires for the final last burst at the end.
Well, that's a good point actually, because just as you say that, I've just noticed the Game Freak has got the gap to Haig back below a second. If anyone's tyres are going to go off, it is Haig's. He pitted on lap 13. He's done 13 laps on these tyres, and by this time,
he was struggling last time.
Yeah, so he's got another 7 laps to do. So this could be an opportunity for Game Freaker. I mean, in terms of who should have the freshest tyres, it should actually be Aaron.
Yeah, he was last one to pit.
So maybe that's what's coming into play now against Hulk, who did pit a few laps earlier. Hence why he got into this position. In fact, I think Hulk pitted on lap 14 or 15, so yeah, Kieran's tyres will be about 3 laps newer.
Yeah, it was Hulk, then Josh, then Grumpy, then Aaron, I believe.
So, I think Josh and Grumpy were on the same lap, if I'm not mistaken, weren't they?
Oh wait, that's right. That might have been why he.
Yeah, I think it was
up.
Grumpy and Blue that held Josh up. There's 2 cars, I think, which is hence the loss of time. So I feel like it's tough to know which battle to look at because there's such a good 4-way battle for third, but you get the feeling the Game Freak is going to get past Haig anytime soon if the tyre wear's consistent to the last stint anyway. LFC for life is pitting. I'm guessing he's another guinea pig. He is indeed.
Right.
That's a good point actually. What is Dave's? How is Dave doing on those tyres? I wonder.
Yeah, let me go up to the race director here and see what he's running. He is running slower lap times than he was with the fulls.
Ah. So he's not it doesn't look like into conditions, and oh my goodness me, they're getting so close behind Aaron. Aaron, I don't know if he's made a mistake somewhere or lost traction, but Hulk's got away a bit, and now Josh is the closest he's been for a while, and this is a big chance for a championship leader to get more points on his rival.
He's going to take the look. Nope.
Oh, he looks, but thinks better of it, and either that was very close or they didn't make contact again.
I don't think they touched that time.
Oh, meanwhile though, at the front, gotta concentrate on Hagen.
Josh had the lift.
Oh, Hagen game freaker, very close. Haig's tyres starting to cry enough. He's been on them now for 14 laps. This will be the 15th lap on them, and God, I think he's going to struggle to get this to the end. And I think if those tyres go off a cliff in these conditions, well, I think you probably end up in a wall.
Yeah. It's not going to be pretty.
Ah, for sure. Game Freaker is right there. Oh, Haig taking a lot of curve there.
That definitely won't help the tyre wear.
No. Absolutely not. Haig goes a little bit wide. How's his traction? That's going to be key to staying in front. Looks fairly good. I don't know, he's taking a bit of curve though. I think he should be alright, but he has gone defensive, so clearly he doesn't share that confidence. Oh, Game Freaker.
Freaker's got a little bit of a run.
Closing.
Not really enough though.
Oh, and Josh is right there with Aaron. Right in the slipstream, he's going to go to the outside. They're side by side into turn one. Aaron holds the inside and stays ahead again. But oh, they
Game
do
Freaker's
make
on the outside of Haig.
Oh, Game Freaker go around the outside of Haig. Haig holds the inside line. No way through for the Renault, but he's going to try the undercuts again. He tried this last time. Haig sticks to the inside again. It's pretty much a carbon copy, but oh, and there's contact. Haig pushes Game Freaker a little bit wide and maintains the lead. Things definitely got a bit too close to comfort there. Haig might have to keep getting his elbows out if he's going to keep the lead here. Don't know where to look because further behind, Aaron and Josh are still going at it hammer and tongs here for the for fourth place. I mean, what are the odds that neither Aaron or Josh here could end up on the podium? Well, what a shock that would be. I mean,
who was third in the points?
It's Blue Mosquito, and he's 7th. So none of the championship protagonists in the podium spots at the moment, and Josh is once again right behind Aaron. Is he going to look to the inside of a chicane? That's a brave move. That's going to be contact, surely. Oh, and now Grumpy's looking down the inside of Josh. He gives him room. But, oh wow, I don't know how they've kept the same positions there. Josh and Aaron side by side again. Josh has got to run this time. Aaron's going to have to brake very late, and that's exactly what he does. Oh, and Josh has gone out to go wide.
Wow.
Oh, but surely... Oh, they nearly contact.
That had to be an illegal overtake.
And I think Josh tried to let him through, but nearly crashed doing so. And Josh is going for the move again on Aaron. Aaron holds the inside line. That's what he's done pretty much all the time when defending. Oh, and Josh went for the cutback, but it didn't work, and he's lost a bit of his front wing. Yeah, that's...
Yellow in sector 2, LFC is taking a spin.
Oh, that must be on those intermediate tyres, struggling for grip.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Oh, and LC for Life is now retired or crashed, I'm not sure which. But what action here, drama.
I think he just gave up, yeah.
They're still in the same positions, but Aaron's having to do some real defending. And I tell you, one person who's really benefiting from this, and that's Hulk, because he is... Oh, and Josh has got a penalty. Oh, that could really cost him at the end of a race, because there's a couple of cars within 3 seconds of him. So he could lose positions to Grumpy and Mosquito. Oh, that's a disaster for Josh. He really needs to get past Aaron now. But yeah, Hulk's in a real good position now because he's He's gapped these while they've been battling. There's only 3 laps to go. And speaking of only 3 laps to go, Game Freaker's running out of time if he wants to win this Spanish Grand Prix and take his first win of the season.
As far as penalties, Grumpy and Mosquito are both 1 warning away. So.
Oh, so they can't afford to be too risky now either. Haig struggling with the rear of the car. Surely Game Freaker's gonna find a way through. You think? I mean, if Haig can hang on to this, what a drive this would be. Oh, and Josh and Grumpy side by side for P5. Grumpy goes round the outside. Oh, one Sauber's bunched him up into the other, and now Josh is now going to defend. Grumpy round the outside. That's a brave move.
He's going to have the inside now.
Yep, surely he's going to have the move done. There's still a long
There
side.
it is.
No.
He closed him off.
Oh, and Blue Mosquito could get involved now as well. Josh now has the inside line for this corner. Has he got the move done? I think Grumpy's gone a little bit wide. They're still alongside each other. Josh goes wide to try and get a better exit. He's still alongside. This is cracking racing. Now Josh has got the inside line to a chicane, but Grump sticks to the outside, and now he's got the move done. Oh, but Josh right up against the back of Grumps. I don't know if it was contact there, but Grumpy has the position, but for how long? Because he's going to have a slipstream down the straight. Josh, he goes to the inside, but Grumps blocks him off. Now he's going to have to go to the outside, and now Blue Mosquito's down the inside of Josh, and Josh has lost another place. Josh down to 7th. What a disastrous few laps for him. And, well, congrats to Aaron because his...
Game Freaker on the inside on Haig.
Oh, Game Freaker, he's trying his favourite overtaking spot again, and he's going to try exactly the same thing again, and Haig is going to park his car once again where it needs to be, but Game Freaker now has the inside line. He had the better momentum. Surely Haig cannot defend. He can, they make contact! Game Freaker's off! Game Freaker is off, and he's lost so much time. And that could be the defining moment. Having said that, Hager's slowing and is allowing him to close up again. I don't know if maybe he feels like he didn't defend well, or is he just struggling for traction now? But yeah, Game Freaker's right there, and I tell you, if they keep battling like this, Hulkenberg could catch up as well. And Aaron is right behind Hulk as well. This is incredible. There's only going to the last lap now, and we still don't know who's going to win, who's going to get third. Haig struggling on traction. Those tyres must be absolutely finished. Game Freaker didn't look too great himself, but he's got the tow, he's got the slipstream. He's going to look to the outside line. Haig will do his usual defending now. Sticks to the inside, parks his car in the middle of the track. There's no way through there. Hulk and Aaron are battling behind. Oh, and right around the outside.
Oh, on the outside.
Is that going to work?
Ooh, that's dangerous with AstroTurf.
Oh, what a move. What a fantastic overtake from Game Freaker on the last lap of the race. And Aaron's got past Hulk for third. Yes. Oh, what drama on the last lap. One Renault snatches victory, but the other one is robbed of a podium. Contrasted emotions for the French team.
And now there's 2, 4, 6, 8 points in between Josh and Aaron. So would that make them tied now?
I'm not sure, but Josh would lose another place to Simo because of a gap. So if Simo hasn't got a penalty anyway, so that's yeah. Josh is really struggling. 8 is 3 points.
6 and 12, 10. All right, so Josh would have a 1-point lead still.
Wow, what a difference a race can make. And Game Freaker has eventually got past Haig. Haig must just be driving on ice now. He should hold on to second, like but I don't even know about that. But Game Freaker comes around the final chicane. It's been a dramatic end to this Spanish Grand Prix. Oh!
Half spin for Haig.
Haig's gone. Aaron's got second. Game Freaker takes the win in the Spanish Grand Prix. Aaron gets second. And, Haig's losing out. What is happening here?
Haig has a right puncture.
Haig has a puncture. Grumpy takes third for Sauber. Grumpy takes
Josh
third.
ends up with 8th.
Haig gets 4th, Hulk 5th, Blue 6th, Zero 7th, Josh in 8th. Ravers
And
in
that will
9th.
give Aaron a 1-point lead.
Aaron takes the lead in a championship in dramatic circumstances. But what a disaster for Haig. He took those tyres to the limit, and as it turns out, he took them a little bit beyond that too. And he only... Josh just misses out on 7th by, well, 24 thousandths of a second. That's incredibly close. Well, there's not many words to sum up that. How do you sum up that race?
I'd say that was pretty exciting. A little chaos at the end, but you know,
Well,
good on everyone for avoiding Haig at the end there with the puncture, swerving around, not causing a big crash.
oh, for sure. And they wouldn't have thought it going into the last lap, but Sauber have got a double podium out of that. That is big for the constructors and big for Aaron too. I'll try and get the podium finishes in to discuss that race because there's a lot to discuss. Game Freaker, Aaron and Grumps, I think they'll all be very, very happy on the podium. So I'll invite them now and see what they think about the race. Could you suggest Game Freaker to the party, please? Thanks. Don't think I've got him on my friends list. Thank you. What an incredible race. That last lap was dramatic beyond belief. Ugh.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was on board with Haig. I was wondering what was going on. I looked behind him and I saw the right rear was flat.
He took us tires for 20 laps. It was always going to be a risk.
And he had to do a lot of defending too.
Yeah, just wait for Game Freaker.
A Game Freaker doesn't have a mic. I wonder if we can invite somebody else in the top 5 maybe.
Yeah. You've just suggested someone, so I'll... Okay. I'll invite Hulk. While waiting for Hulk then, actually wait while Hulk gets in and then start with questions. If he joins, that is. He's probably like, why am I getting invited? I didn't finish on the podium.
Oh, Game Freaker.
Oh, Game Freaker is here. And Hulk. Whoa, we've got 4 people to interview. Can everyone make sure you've got your party settings set to always allow, just so your voice isn't as heard on the stream? Okay, it's all good. Okay, we'll start with Game Freaker then. Congratulations on the win. How do you sum up that race and your emotions right now?
I'm very happy. I don't know how that happened. Haig was very fast. I think he had the same pace as me, but I felt at the end that his tires were done, and I made a move in turn 3, and it was such a hard race. So I'm very happy now.
And it looked like you were having a real ding-dong battle with Haig, and it looked like he was defending and holding you off pretty well. So, was there a point where you thought it wasn't going to be your day?
Yeah, because he was defending very well. I think I thought at the moment that it would end very bad. I had a moment in the second last lap when I almost crashed, But luckily Heiko waited for me. That was very nice. But in the last lap, I had such more grip at the outside and could make the move, so I'm very happy.
Have you always considered yourself to be a quick driver in these conditions, or is this a bit of a surprise?
I wanted to have a dry race because I had pole in the dry conditions, so I was a bit upset with the rain, but in Australia I was very good with rain, so I was at the end a bit confident, so yeah, I could take it home.
Congratulations again on the win, and
Thank you.
We weren't sure if you had a headset, that's why we invited Hulk as well, so don't worry, Hulk will ask you a few questions as well. We'll move on now to Aaron then, who finished second and has got back the championship lead following Josh's struggles. Just tell us how you're feeling after that one.
I'm quite delighted to get second place. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Game Freak on an incredible victory. For that was
Thank you, man.
thoroughly well deserved, and also on my teammate Mr. Grumpy for getting the podium. I know commiserations for Hulk as well. I thought he drove really well. Probably deserved it. But in terms of my race, I couldn't be much happier. I mean, I was in dirty air for most of the racing, so it was hard to make a move. Did have a couple of opportunities on Game Freaker at the start, but he defended pretty well. And it was just a straight race between Josh, so it's good to overcut him through the pit stop phase after he jumped me in the first stint.
We noticed at times during the second stint that I don't know if you were struggling for pace or trying to bunch Josh up into your teammate a little bit. What was there any thinking behind that, or were you just struggling for pace for a little bit?
I think I was struggling a little bit for pace. Hulk was probably quite comfortable with his tyres until the last couple of laps. For me, the aim was to make sure I stayed in P4 and brought the car on points home, not to go for any silly overtakes. But with that philosophy, I ended up being on the back foot and defending quite a bit from Josh. And I don't know if you caught it on stream. There was a little bit of contact made between us, and Josh did lose a piece of his wing, but thankfully I escaped, and we're sat here on the podium, and I'm happy about that.
And you were the last person to pit for fresh wet tyres, we noticed. Did you think that you could use that to your advantage in the last few laps and gain a few positions?
Yeah.
Really, I was quite worried about being stuck in traffic, so I thought I'd stay out a little bit longer and have fresher tyres towards the end. It probably didn't work to my advantage, because if I'd pitted early, I would have probably stayed in third and maybe had some clean air to catch up to the likes of Game Freak and Hague, but they were on a different level today, so happy with where I finished and happy for the team to have a double podium.
Well done once again on the second place and be the championship leader again. We'll move on to Mr. Grumpy now, who took third place. What a chaotic final lap. Just describe how you're feeling after getting that podium.
Well, it was weird. I was settling in for fifth, and I was very happy with that actually after recent races. But yeah, crazy last corner. I was just, I don't deserve the third place. But I'll take it.
Well,
just happy to finish.
Well, you drove really well. I mean, you were caught behind Hulk for a lot of the first stint, and were you struggling to overtake him? Did you feel like you could have a lot more pace if you could have got past him?
Yeah, I think I was struggling in the dirty air behind him in visibility in the early stages, but then I was like being a bit cautious as well. I didn't want to have an accident.
And a great day for you and Aaron in the constructors. Is that something you're focused on a lot, the constructors, or are you more focused on getting results for yourself?
Bit of both, really. But I just want to help Aaron out as much as possible, because I know I'm not the quickest here.
Well, whether you think you deserve it or not, I mean, congratulations on the podium, because that was a tough race, and I mean, just to finish was an achievement, really, I thought, in those conditions. Yeah. So, congrats again on third place. And thanks, Hulk, for joining us in the podium chat after the race. We invited you just in case Game Freaker didn't have a mic, but You had a really brilliant race and just lost out on the podium in the final lap. How are you feeling after that?
Somewhat irritated because to be honest, I did have it until the very final lap, and yeah, I think the tyres just sort of gave up on the last lap. I thought I'd do enough when I had first corner, but I forgot. Because of I was so focused on keeping the behind us on the straight, I didn't change down to lean in time, which means that the tyres were just spinning up on the exit, so he got side by side and got through then. Then on the last corner, he appeared. I'm not entirely certain what was going on with him, but yeah, I ended up hitting him because I didn't have the tyres and it was too wet to be able to take avoiding action safely. Which meant I finished 5th in the end when I probably should have finished at least 3rd. So it's a bit frustrating, but yeah, it is how it is.
To clear up the confusion, because I'm not sure if anyone knows, but Haig picked up a puncture. He was the first one to pit on lap 13 for fresh wets, and I think he must have just taken him a bit too far, and I think he got a puncture just coming up to the last chicane, so that's why he went from 2nd to, well, 4th in the end, but there's chaos coming out the final corner. You must be happy, but at least to see your teammate get the victory.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, I thought it was going to be a double podium for most of the race, but yeah, it's good for the constructors. Obviously, I don't know where it puts us. I'll have to have a look, but hopefully we can get more results like that in the future.
And looking at your previous results this season, it's your best result of the season. So, is it something to build on for next week?
Well, I've had a bit of bad luck, a bit of bad racing as well sometimes, but hopefully, yeah, I mean, qualifying's been quite good all season. I've qualified in the top 6, top 5 most of the time, so if I can just sort of capitalise on qualifying, and I should be able to stay in the upper half of the points for the rest of the season.
Thank you. Commiserations on 5th place. Hopefully a bit more luck next time out. Demon, have you got any additional questions before we wrap this up?
Just how does everybody feel for China as the next track, for how confident they are? That doesn't sound confident.
No, I'm not confident as well.
We'll start with Aaron.
No, it's a funny little track, that one. I think pad users usually run pretty well around there. It's a long straight, so I guess we could see a little bit of battling. It's quite a dull circuit. You know, this was even more duller. So
I don't know, you guys made it pretty exciting for us.
Any thoughts, Hulk, on China?
Yeah, it's not my favourite track, but I'll do some practice, see how it goes. I haven't raced on it this game, really, so I have no idea where I'm going to finish.
Yeah,
Maybe hopefully a
good
podium to make up for it. Alright, thanks for joining us in the podium interviews afterwards, and thanks Demon for commentating with me, and yeah, we'll see you next week for Chinese Grand Prix round number 7. Bye everyone.
here's the commentating.